Hey, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Tis the Season album for December Daily 2022. It has been a minute since we've been here, but we are back with process videos as I wrap up this album. Lots of stuff has gone on in the last month. We'll talk about some of it, but today we are going to be doing a start to finish of my process, starting with the sketch and ending with the final project. So for me, my process starts in December or a little bit before December, and I create a note in my notes app. I use Apple products, so this is an iOS app. I'm sure there's something similar out there for other operating systems, but this one works for me. It's free, it came with my devices, and I can access these notes across my different devices. So I just sketch out each of the spreads in my album. This year I am doing the ring binder in a 6x8 size, so there's a little bit more freedom to add things as opposed to last year or 2 years ago when I did the stitched album. So I just sketch out a general idea about what I think these pages are going to look like and what the theme is. So lights and my Christmas card. So the next step for me is using Trello. This is a workflow program. I use it in different capacities as well, but I really like it for putting together bigger albums, especially since I document in December, but then don't work on it until later. So I start with the board, I make a list for the days I'm going to be working on, and then a card for each day. And then I put the sketch in at the top to kind of guide my notes. I like to enter in the description of my page idea. So for this one, it's the 6x8 floral paper, the main photo, as well as a journaling block. And then also I'm going to have a 3x8 pocket page insert between 16 and 17. And sometimes a general description like this is all I need because I know and remember what I want my page to look like, but sometimes I need more details. I also create a specific line item checklist for all of the individual elements that I want to include on my page because I build a kit for each section of days. That way, when I'm going to work on my album, I can have all the stuff together. Of course, things change as you're creating, but this kind of just helps me many months down the road get my pages done, keep them as organized as possible, and really speeds up the process for me. So after I create the details card, I also keep a running list for things that I need to print. Again, keeping it organized helps me kind of get it done efficiently. I have 2 little kids. Usually I'm working on this in the summer when they're at home, so there can be a lot of distractions. But as you can see, I just put in what I need to print, journaling, photos, different sizes that I need for my photos. It's also very helpful because the next step for me is using the free version of the Canva app and to create like resizing my photos, creating photo grids. They have a lot of different orientations for photo grids, and I am using one to create 2x2s for my day 15. My canvas is set for a 4x6, so I just know automatically that this size will result in 2x2s. It's just a default for me at this point. And then I also know because my canvas is 4x6, I can put in 2 photos, drag and drop them to the halfway point, and then I'll have 2 3x4s that I can just print on a single 4x6. It works really well for me. Now we're getting into the album. So part of my hiatus from working on this album was due to lost footage. I have completed days 10 through 14, but I won't have any process videos for them because they were lost. I have my kit here. This is all the pieces that I'll need to finish days 15, 16, and 17. So we are going to flip to there and get started. There's a little peek at day 14. So I am going to build my story onto the back of day 14. First, I'm going to apologize. We're going to do a blanket apology right now for all the things that need apologizing for. I got a new camera, the dimensions are off, so now this kind of screen situation is off. Normally, I would try to not have so much green and have you zoomed in a little bit more. Also, I'm battling allergies or a cold or something, so that covers the voice. All the apologies. So I empty out my kit. I separate all the pieces for the different days that I'm working on. Day 15 is my kids' Christmas performance. It's an annual event for us. And you'll see here to the left, there's a lot of things covered over there. That is the program for our kids' school, and there are photos underneath all of that. Again, these are our schoolmates. I just want to protect their privacy, so that's all going to be covered. But basically what I did is I washi taped that program in on the edge. So when I built day 14 and I put that pattern paper on, I left the edges unadhered so I could put the program in right there and also add these page attachers. The papers that I'm using, most of them are from a stitch journal from the December Daily Shop. And they're a true 6x8 page with they're not the dimensions of like out of the pocket size. So sometimes I just punch a hole in and call it good. Other times I add page attachers or I build something to accommodate the needed, the margin space that they need. So for this one, we're adding page attachers. For other ones, I don't. Also, the page attachers in Allie's shop are the 6 ring, they're meant for the 6 ring binder. Mine's a 2 ring, so I trim mine down so I get a little bit more mileage out of a pack of those. But I like them and they work really well. Here you can see I kind of just, it's like a sandwich of sorts. But we're going to finish off all of those edges and adhere everything down so I have the program as like a little flap and then a bunch of 2x2 photos from kind of our favorite moments of their performance underneath. Next, I'm working on my journaling. I have one of these journaling pockets from a past December daily release, and I didn't have really a place that I wanted to put it, so I'm creating a spot. We're going to adhere it to a piece of cardstock, accounting for the space needed for holes for this guy. And then I'm gonna cover the cardstock with my most favorite gold foil washi. I'm gonna be so sad when I run out of this. Hopefully I can find a good replacement for it because I am down to my last roll. But we're going to trim this guy out, and on the back I'm going to put, well, first, this is the home for my cardstock chipboard numbers. This year I'm using a set from Felicity Jane. Everybody, let's have a moment of silence for Felicity Jane. I'm going to miss that shop so much. I hope that in some capacity or another they come back. I love those products. So that was the house for my number, and I'm gonna add some more of this gold foil washi. I picked this because the washi that I used to add the performance program in also had some gold, so we're just gonna bring gold all across all of the pages for this day. Here are my last little 2x2 photos that I had left over. These are just pictures of our family and our kids, so that's why I'm showing these ones. I'm okay with my kids being out there, what little you can see of them. I went back and forth on how I was going to embellish the backside of this. Ultimately, I couldn't think of how I wanted to do it in the moment, so I just stuck my photos down and set it aside to see if I would get inspired. I did leave the edges a little bit free just in case I wanted to tuck anything in. I will go back and do some stamping, which you'll see at the end in the live or like real-time flip through. Next is this large photo of my kids sitting on the stage after their performance. We all just really love this annual tradition for us. They have so much fun. We have so much fun. It's just fun all around. It's so special and magical. Oh, all the things. Anyways, the stage was really red this year, and when I picked my pages and like started planning for the documentation of their Christmas performance, I didn't know that the stage was all red, and I had already picked this paper. I could swap it out, but there's nothing that I would use this red plaid for other than this. So I matted it on the tissue paper to kind of break up some of the different reds. Moving on to day 16. So this is the sketch that you saw me do, 16 and 17, with this 3x8 pocket insert. Also, I mentioned that I didn't do a very good job notating what embellishments I was using and where. And you'll see that here I have these journaling boxes, this Found Joy card. I have a chipboard that says Good Cheer that I don't know where they belong. So this is one of those situations where making notes about it would have really helped. Like, it's not the end of the world, but it would have made things a little bit more smoothly. Also, I was planning to use this floral for this photo, but the colors of the chipboard, the 17 didn't quite match that green paper, but it went just fine with the floral, and that floral was attached to this star pattern paper that I completely forgot about. These came from a stitch journal. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not, but if you're interested in my supply list, it's linked in the description, as well as a video that shows my supplies, my main supplies as well. So we put down the stars instead. Also, I felt like stars went better with our lights thing, like the twinkling theme. We went and saw lights at a local ranch that's down on a river, and that picture is the bridge that goes over the river. You can just kind of barely see there in the lower right hand corner, like the lights reflecting off the water. Like, it was super special and magical, and all of the Christmas things. So I, after fiddling with all of the things that I had pulled out and not remembering how I wanted to use them all, I decided to give my photo a white mat and use one of those sagey green journaling blocks with a thicker white border to match the white border around the number 16, and then I'm just going to put them in that kind of rectangular alignment there. This is one of those pages, again, it's a true 6x8 page, so I kind of have to scoot things off to like adjust the alignment to the farther edge than being center aligned, because I'm going to have to punch holes in. And then to finish up day 16, I'm going to add a word phrase sticker. I believe it says 'tis the season. I wanted one about twinkling lights or something, but I didn't have that. So 16 and 17 kind of go together as like a one, it's two smaller stories as part of a bigger story. We typically go take our own Christmas card photo in our woods nearby our house, and then while we're driving, I create our Christmas card and then go pick them up from a bigger town in our area. But we didn't do this that year. Well, we didn't have to go take pictures this year. So that gave us time to go do a different activity, which was the lights. So we did get our photos back this same day, and that's what the photo is in the insert. It's a picture of the screen of us going through the album from the photographer. I'm going to add the chipboard on to the envelope as a spot. I only adhered the one side, and that way I can tuck the flap of the envelope into it and it stays down instead of just flying out. As you can kind of see through the envelope, there are lines on the back of the card that I picked. And so I'm going to add my journaling to there for day 17. I just love adding our Christmas card in every year. It's a great filler story if you don't really have something for every day. So again, we went and saw lights. We after we picked up the cards, we were in the big town that we were in, and they have a Starbucks, but we don't get Starbucks very often. It is truly a treat. We also grabbed cranberry bliss bars. We ended up getting this huge box because it was cheaper to get the big box instead of individual bars. And I'm gonna stamp special holiday treat. Originally I put it on vellum, but it ends up getting lost, so I do replace that. And then for some reason I didn't print out the journaling card that goes above this, but it's a picture of hot cocoa. So we grabbed all of those things before the long drive to go see those lights. So as I finish up putting all of these pages together, at the end, I am going to add a real-time flip through, but this is kind of the whole process, start to finish for me. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we have all of the pages done now. I'm going to flip through that really quickly for you. So this is our Christmas program. Like I said, I covered a lot of it up for privacy for people's kids that are not mine. Here is the journaling, the day, extra pictures on the back. I played with some stamping. It does not bug me that it's not perfect. Just getting it done and having fun with it is what I enjoy. Day 16, we swapped out the vellum for re-stamped, added this cocoa, so fun. These two journaling cards, and then my Christmas card with journaling on the back. And that is it for these pages. I hope that was informative for you to see how I go from sketching my project in the beginning to the final layout. And then I'll flip up here to the front so you can see how I marked the days on my table of contents. I did like a little ticket stub for our Christmas program, then repeated the stamp from the photo with a rub-on that was a to-go, like a disposable coffee cup, and then this little sticker from my stash that says with love. And that is it. Again, thank you for spending your time with me today. Hit like and or subscribe and leave any comments in the box below. Have a great day. Bye.